Hey guys, how's it going? Chez back again and welcome to episode number 19 of Chelsea Career Mode here on FIFA 15. As you can probably tell from the title, there is something specific I want to mention at the beginning of the episode just to clear something up that's been going on over the couple of days. But the first game that you'll see in the background whilst I'm talking about that is Real Madrid away. Here's your team news.
This is the Real Madrid lineup. Casillas starts in goal. Pepe starts with Sergio Ramos as the centre-backs. Toni Kroos starts alongside James Rodriguez in the middle of the park. Wayne Rooney is the lone striker today. Here's the Chelsea lineup. Thibaut Courtois starts in goal. Aymeric Laporte plays with Gary Cahill in central defence. Fabregas plays with Nemanja Matic in central midfield. Diego Costa is the lone striker today.
Like I was saying, this is the Real Madrid round of 16 second leg in the Champions League. Of course, we drew the first leg 0-0 at Stamford Bridge, so it's winner takes all here tonight. And if it's still 0-0, which is the only scoreline in which we can go to extra time, then of course we'll go to extra time and then maybe penalties. We'll have to wait and see what happens as the game progresses. But yeah, as you can tell from the title, I know some of you, not all of you, but some of you have had some issues with videos lagging slightly. It's not, it's not video ruining. The videos are still very much watchable and enjoyable, as many of you have said in the comment section. Although it is slightly inconvenienced that some of you have encountered some slight lagging with the videos, and it only seems to be an issue. I've done some kind of, I don't know, background investigating or digging myself to try and find the cause of it. It only seems to be on Apple devices, whether that's a mobile or a tablet. I haven't heard of any cases where it's been happening on laptop or PC. It's only Apple handsets. Even on some mobiles like the Samsung Galaxy S5, some people saying that it's fine on there. So it seems to be some sort of Apple device problem, whether it's with the YouTube app or just something iOS 8 related. I'm not entirely too sure, but that appears to be the common, the common factor in all of the issues where people seem to be having lag. And I tried it myself with my own iPhone, and I had lag on a video on my phone, watched it on one of my older laptop and it ran fine, watched it on my newer laptop that I do all of my editing on, etc., and it ran fine on there as well. It was only on my phone that it had any sort of issues. So if you do have any issues with videos lagging, etc., then feel free to watch them on your laptop or PC instead, and that way you won't encounter any lag, or at least that's what seems to fix it in my personal experience over the past couple of days where I've tried to find out the root cause of it. So hopefully it doesn't affect your viewing and enjoyment of the videos so far. It should fix itself, I presume, over the next couple of days. YouTube will be gathering information, etc. They'll have numerous people mentioning it to them and bringing it up in various different ways over social media, etc. And of course they'll just get feedback from some of their bigger channels that they actually take notes off and listen to rather. But it should be sorted soon, and I can only apologise. It's nothing my end. The videos are fine on my laptops. The videos are fine at post render and post handbraking. So it only appears to be on Apple devices that there's an issue. So if you are encountering it, then of course watch the video on your laptop or PC instead, and it should solve the problem. But back to the gameplay, because something rather important has happened. Eden Hazard has scored a wonder free kick from about 30 yards out in the 93rd minute to give us passage into the quarter-finals of the Champions League against Real Madrid. You will have noticed the entirety of the first batch of highlights in this particular game, and a majority of the second half highlights as well, were actually Madrid chances. Thibaut Courtois was on fire for this game, and he is the sole reason with which we are going through to the next round of the Champions League. It's his fault that Real Madrid are going out, and it's Eden Hazard that scored the goal. A great free kick to send us through. Of course, we mentioned that there was a free kick technique pointed out by you guys in the comments, and it worked wonders for me there, so thank you for that. But we're coming up in another cup game next, at home this time against Sunderland in the FA Cup. As you can see, this is the quarter-final, the stage past which we were in the Champions League last time out. But here's your team.
Here's the Chelsea lineup. Thibaut Courtois starts in goal. John Terry plays with Kurt Zouma in central defence. Andre Schürrle starts with Lucas on the flanks. Loic Remy is the main striker today. Couple of changes for Sunderland. Vito Mannone starts in goal. Billy Jones starts, despite looking shaky in recent games. Jack Rodwell starts, a player struggling to form. Stephen Fletcher is the sole striker today.
So Sunderland have actually been one of my quote-unquote bogey teams so far in this series. We seem to always not necessarily struggle against them, but they do very much put up an extremely tough opposition. Again, we had to call on Courtois there. Ross Barkley already congratulating him on a good save. And one thing I've noticed, actually, by seeing that highlight, is they still haven't changed Ross Barkley's number. I've been meaning to do that for about 4 episodes, and I just keep forgetting. It will happen at some point. You guys keep crying out in the comments, and I can only apologise for my inaction. I just keep forgetting, but we unfortunately take a 1-0 deficit here in, ironically, the 25th minute, as Stephen Fletcher puts away that shot into the top left-hand corner, rather, with his left foot. Really good left foot, actually. Underrated striker, Stephen Fletcher. Always seems to perform well when he plays, and scored goals everywhere he's been. He scored goals for Wolves, he scored goals left, right and centre for Sunderland as well. It's just that he's been rather unfortunately affected by a lot of injuries over the past few years and hasn't necessarily been able to perform to his full potential. But we're into the second half now, as you can see, and actually it was their goalkeeper, Vito Benone, that was pulling out all the stops this time around with a good save from Ross Barkley's shot there. We actually pick up a corner, and JT's going to win the header, but it's well saved by Benone again, battered away, and they do eventually hook it clear. So we're pushing just past the hour mark now. As you can see, Sunderland still on the attack, trying to extend the lead if they can. Stephen Fletcher gets played through beautifully here, and unfortunately for him, can't quite find the angles to get it inside that far post and away from Thibaut Courtois. But we're trying to get ourselves back in. I don't want to go out of the FA Cup by any means. We're already out of the League Cup. We lost to penalties, or lost on penalties to Leicester. But Didier's on for Lurk Remy, who started this game, and unfortunately he isn't quite able to find the back of the net there. It kind of bananaed as it came off his foot, but sadly it just went wide of the post rather than inside. So it's do or die time now, as you can see, into stoppage time as we've just gone. It's now or never. Schürrle trying to do the work down the outside. Barkley takes it under his spell, fires it into the back of the net, and we have an equaliser, and we're going to a replay in the FA Cup quarter-final. Apologies for the pop-up. That guy has now subsequently been blocked on Xbox One. He always sends me invites, and it's so incredibly frustrating. Fortunately, that's the first time that it's been an issue in a series, but it happens all the time, and I hate it. And just be aware, if you're going to try and troll me and send invites like that, you will just get insta-blocked. So that guy has now had that issue solved, so fingers crossed we won't get any more pop-ups like that in any series. I do apologise if that ruined that moment slightly, but we're into the very end of stoppage time now, and as you can see, we almost won it with a shot there from Lucas, but Vito Benone was on hand to make a good save, and we go to a replay. And there was going to be another Premier League game against Hull City after this game against Sunderland, but that was pushed back, and the replay was literally the following Tuesday. But having put out a rotation side last time around, I put up a lot stronger of a side this time because I want to win the FA Cup. But here was your team news to confirm.
Here's the Chelsea lineup. Thibaut Courtois starts in goal. Felipe Luis starts with Azpilicueta as the fullbacks. Fabregas plays with Nemanja Matic in central midfield. Diego Costa is the lone striker today.
So very much a strongest first team put out for this particular game. Though again, Sunderland were really, really good. They started Josie Altidore this time rather than Stephen Fletcher, and he too was causing me some problems. Thibaut Courtois having to tip that one over the top of the bar. And they had a corner a few minutes later that's going to get hit on target again by Josie Altidore with a header. Unfortunately for me, I had a man on the line that was able to hook it clear. Because they've got former Chelsea left-back, although he never really played for Chelsea at left-back, was always out on loan, Patrick Van Aanholt in their starting lineup. Here's Oscar on the ball, breaking into the box, very similar to the way that Barkley did actually at the end of the first game. Unfortunately this time he can't find the shot into that bottom corner, and actually Ross Barkley has kind of upstaged Oscar really since coming into the club in January. Ross Barkley has absolutely set the team alight and scored loads of goals, been involved in loads of moves as well. His link-up play is fantastic, and maybe it's work rate rise because of course Oscar's high. I'm not too sure what Ross Barkley's work rates are, but it just seems to work so much better in the role that I'm trying to play both he and Oscar in. But Oscar's going to have another chance here, takes it around the man but can't quite find his angles again. Fires this one just wide, so that's his second effort of this game that hasn't quite found the back of the net. But we're still pushing forward, trying to get ourselves in front. Willian gets played through here by Diego Costa. He's going to turn inside beautifully with a Berber spin, shots blocked, and then drops to Oscar again. Actually gets it past the goalkeeper, but he's got enough on it, the goalie, that it just stops dead behind him and he's able to spin round and bring it back under his control. But 2 minutes from time, I thought that was just a header well wide. Watch the replay. Courtois got absolute fingertips to that to touch it round the post. That is a world-class save. I was extremely impressed with that, and that took us to extra time, as you can see, into the 103rd, 104th minute here. Nemanja Matic on the edge of the box is going to have a pop. Mannone palms it away. Rather dodgy save, to be completely honest, but we've had Thibaut Courtois doing saves like that in games previous to this one, and it's actually caused us some problems, but this time Mannone is able to bring it under his spell, grab it with two hands and clasp it and do really, really well in keeping it out of the back of the net. But Hazard tries the Real Madrid trick again, and this time it doesn't quite come off. A free kick from around about the same distance, really, going the same part of the goal, but unfortunately the goalkeeper, rather weird that Vito Mannone was able to get to it and Iker Casillas wasn't. But we're into the very end of the game now, as you can see, 119th, 120th minute. The clearance is blocked by the man. It's actually going to get knocked down here by Diego Costa to Ramirez. Fantastic first time hit. Mannone can't cope with it, pops up, and Josh McEachran, who came on for Oscar in extra time, has won us the fixture. A late goal to take it to a replay, and an even later goal to win said replay in extra time means we survive penalties. The whole team comes across to celebrate with him, delighted to get that final last minute winner, and we're through to the semi-finals of the FA Cup. And it was by no means easy work. All three games were particularly difficult today, but for the first time in quite a while, I've defended well. We've kept well, no, we didn't keep 3 clean sheets, did we? We kept 2 clean sheets, and the other game we only conceded 1, and even though it was against Sunderland, still it's better than we have been doing recently, because we conceded 2 against Burnley yesterday. So it is an improvement, and hopefully that is going to be the pattern between now and the end of the season. We've still got 10 games left, as you can see. Got a game in hand on City above us, 2 games in hand on Spurs at the top of the table, but both of those sides continue to win games, which is particularly frustrating, to be completely honest, but we'll do our best to get to the top of the table if we possibly can, and try and win the Barclays Premier League at the first time of asking. We will be doing 2 seasons, of course, but still nice to win as much as possible in the first season. But that's going to bring today's episode to a close, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Again, apologies for the video lag issue. Hopefully it hasn't affected you too much, but again, like I say, watch on PC and laptop or laptop, and it should be fine. But yeah, it's going to bring this one to a close. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you haven't already. We're closing in on 27,000 subscribers. Would be great to hit that over the weekend if we possibly can, and I will see you next time.